Hi guys, Coach Brandy here. We are going to be doing pump today. So I'm using these 2-pound hand weights. You're welcome to use 2 pounds, 3, even 5. I wouldn't go heavier than 5. And you can always put these down. They're just an option to add a little bit of extra work in the upper body. And we're gonna start standing today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so standing with our feet about a hip distance apart, go ahead and take your arms long by your side. And we're just gonna work on relaxing our shoulders. We're going to take some deep breaths here coming into our body. And we're gonna think about being nice and rooted through our feet. So on an inhale, I actually want you to lift your shoulders up to your ears like you're wearing your shoulders as earrings. And then as you exhale, feel those shoulders come down. Let the weight sort of pull your hands and your arms and your shoulders down towards the ground. So we inhale to lift. We exhale to lower and just feel that nice open chest. Right away, start thinking about being strong through your center. So I want you to think about pulling your abdominals in here as you exhale, keeping everything nice and stacked through the spine. So trying not to flex or extend your spine, keeping everything nice and neutral. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. So we want the shoulders to stay down for now. And we're gonna start to take some deep inhales and bring our arms up overhead. We'll add a little plie in as well. So we're going to inhale, plie down, exhale, lift the arms up overhead. Sweep the arms back down. So inhale, plie, lift. Don't knock yourself in the knee like I just did. Inhale with your weights, exhale, lift the arms up. Keep the abdominals pulled in. Couple more times, inhale, plie. Making that plie a little bit bigger. One more time. And exhale, lift the arms up overhead. The arms drop down. We're gonna take our feet together. We're gonna, like I said, stack everything nicely, making sure we're not arching through our back or flexing. We're gonna lift our arms up overhead, take our weights together, pull our ribs in, so be really conscious of that, staying nice and strong through the core. Keep the shoulders down as much as you can. On an inhale, we're gonna side bend over to my right. So start whichever way you want to. Really try to lengthen here. Keep the abdominals pulled in. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, over to the left. So really enjoying that side bend, feeling those shoulders come down, feeling the shoulder blades glide down the back. Back to center, squeeze the weights together. Inhale, side bend. Try to keep your head right in between your arms. Biceps are on either side of the ears. Exhale back, one more time to the left. Inhale. Really enjoying this side bend. And then exhale back to center, sweep the arms back down. Let's go ahead and open the feet up about as wide as your hips. And we're gonna start with some nice deep, we're gonna start with a nice roll down. So just another chance to mobilize our spine. The weights are gonna be right in front of our thighs. So take an inhale. On the exhale, nod our chin. Just sort of float your weights down along your thighs. Let your head hang nice and heavy, little micro bend in the knees. The weights start to come off the legs, and they're just floating right in front of your feet. Maybe you can reach the weights to the floor, maybe you can't. Wherever you are today, that is okay. Take an inhale. On the exhale, really feeling strong through that lower body, start to rebuild the spine one vertebra at a time. So feel the abdominals working here to support the spine as you roll up one vertebra at a time. The shoulders roll back and the head is the last thing to rise. Let's do that again. It feels very yummy on the spine. Exhale, nod the chin, pull the abdominals in, roll the spine down. Really using our breath to get more out of our movement. Let those weights sort of weigh you down, create a little bit more traction in your spine, trying to get rid of any compression. Always trying to find more space in Pilates. Take an inhale, exhale, start to rebuild that spine, pressing all 10 toes into the floor. Rolling up. The shoulders roll back and the head is the last thing to lift. All right, we're gonna turn our toes out and we're gonna find ourselves preparing for a really nice deep sumo squat, okay? So as we sumo squat or plie in second position, our arms are gonna lift up to a T. So we're here, so lower down and squeeze lift. Inhale, find that T position. Exhale, squeeze lift. Inhale to lower. exhale to lift. Keeping those shoulders down. The neck is nice and long. We're going here for 10. So just a nice way to get the lower body nice and warm, get the entire body nice and warm. 4 more. Sink those hips a little bit lower. 3, 2, and final 1. Inhale. Hold the plie down. We're going to start to pulse here for 10. So turning those knees and toes out east and west, sinking those hips lower. We're here for 6, 7, 8, a little bit lower, 9, and 10. Stand all the way up, lower the weights down. Really good work. All right, we're going to come back into that same plie position, and we're going to do a little bit of plantar flexion with our feet, okay? So the arms are going to come to a T this time, but the palms are facing up. We're going to plie, and we're just going to alternate, lifting our heels up off that mat into our best plantar flexion, lifting and lowering. And then we're going to start to bicep curl as we alternate lifting those heels. So keep that belly pulled in, stay nice and strong through the core, keep the elbows lifted. Good, we're here for, let's go for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. On this next one, we're going to try to lift both heels up, lower both heels down. Keep the weights where they are. Lift both heels up, lower both heels down. Sink the hips. 2 more times. Both heels lift. So working on challenging that ankle stability. And I'm really trying to challenge myself, feeling those little wobbles. Lift and lower. Sink the hips down even lower, and then lift all the way up. Woo, get a little bit out of breath with that one. Okay, take your feet together, sort of shake that out. We're gonna go into some 90-90 lunges now. So we're gonna start with our left foot forward. I'm gonna turn so you can kind of see this from a side view. You're gonna take your right knee down, your left knee is forward. I want you to think of tucking your tail under a little bit here, so you can feel this nice stretch across the front of your right hip. All right, I want you to curl the toes of your back leg in order to help lift you up into this 90-90 lunge. So it's called 90-90 for a reason. You're trying to create the 90-degree angles in your front and back leg as best as you can. So we're gonna take an inhale, get nice and stable. On the exhale, just hover an inch or so. Find that tuck of the tail, pull the abdominals in. All right, we're gonna take our arms into this sort of goalie post position. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna get deeper into our 90-90, and we're gonna punch the weights to the ceiling as we straighten the legs, keep the ribs pulled in. So we inhale to bend, we tap the knee, we exhale to straighten. We got 10. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. So using your breath here, squeezing those inner thighs together. By the end of this, your legs should be screaming at you. And reach. Shoulders are down. Woo, little balance check. 4 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Punch and reach. Come back into your 90-90 and hold. Tuck your tail under. Hold here. Open for 10. Close. So isometric hold with that lower body. Woo! 4. Keep breathing. 5, 6, 7, squeeze. 8, 9, try to keep those elbows lifted, and 10, drop down, stand all the way up. Shake that out. Really nice work. If you're like me, you really felt that in the legs, which is good. We want that. Shake those legs out so we can do the same thing on the other side. So this time, the right leg is forward, the left leg is back. So let's go ahead and get ourselves set up into that position. Take a couple deep breaths, get that heart rate to come back down. Find that tuck of the tail. So you tuck that tailbone under to help you find that stretch across the front of the hip. All right, curl that toe under, I should say. And we're gonna take our arms out here into this goalie post position, but now wider. So before we were in this narrow position, kind of framing the face. Now we're opening through the chest, okay? So we're gonna do an overhead press here. We're gonna punch the weights to the ceiling. First, let's find that hover. Hover, find that tuck of the tail. And then we exhale to press up, pull the ribs in. Inhale, bend down. Exhale, press, squeeze. We've got 10. Staying strong. Thinking about those Pilates principles. This is definitely a more athletic move, but we're still thinking about how we can make it Pilates, right? Finding that nice strong core, using our breath, alignment, all those seeds that we planted so far, we're gonna think about those for 8, 9, and 10. Lift up and hold, and then bend down. So we're back in that tuck of the tail, that isometric hold. Same thing, bring the arms in for 10. Woo, 4. We are more than halfway. We've got 4, 3, shaking, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Woo, let's shake that out. Feeling nice and warm here. Maybe bringing those knees into the chest a little bit. Relaxing that down. All right, moving on, we get to come down to our bottoms, which is nice. After being in that standing position, right, we're gonna give our legs a little bit of a break. They're still gonna be working and active, but we're gonna focus on some spinal mobility. So sitting up nice and tall, taking a couple deep breaths to get that heart rate to come down. One more time. All right, I want you to take your feet about as wide as the mat. I want you to flex your feet and really sit high on top of those sit bones. Think of really being sucked up through a straw. So you're really strong through the center of the body. You're gonna take your arms out to a T, okay? Now adding those weights adds quite a bit of work here. That's why I recommend definitely not going any higher than 5. These 2, yep, 2, feel like plenty of weight. So spine twist. Inhale, we're gonna rotate, not moving through the center, not moving through the lower back, I should say. Exhale, back to center. The goal is to keep these weights to shoulder height. Rotate, back to center. Woo, those 2 pounds in each hand start to add up. Exhale, back to center. So even though this is about spinal mobility, it's a lot of core work, right? To sit up tall, I have to use those posture muscles, the back body. I have to use the core to support my spine. Inhale, I'm using my inhale. I've got one more to the right. My arms are starting to shake. One more to the left. Keep those arms lifted, rotate, rotate, rotate. Back to center. Show that you have control. Flex those feet, sit up taller, and relax it down. Whoa, let's completely let go of those weights for a second. Give ourselves a little hug. Relax through the legs, shake that out. Maybe shimmy from side to side. Do whatever you need to do to kind of release any tension that you might have pulled in the body. All right, we're gonna grab those weights again, and we're gonna go into saw, okay? So saw is hard by itself, but adding these weights in really gives an extra element of challenge. So if you need to drop the weights, you're welcome to. We're gonna go back out to our T. We're gonna rotate on an inhale to the right, okay? Now, I'm gonna hinge forward as I turn my right hand up, my palm up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to cut off my pinky toe with that left weight. Hold, pull the waistline back, lift up, come back to center. So it's rotate, turn the palm up, hinge, pull the abs back, lift up, come back to center. Rotate, reach and hinge. That palm goes up towards the ceiling. I pull the waist back, I lift up, come back to center, to the left, and hinge and rotate. Pull the waist back. This is an abdominal exercise as much as it is about spinal mobility. One more to the left or to the right. I think I said that wrong. Reach, lift, back to center. One more time to the left. Reach and hinge. Turn that palm up, pull the waistline back, lift up, back to center. Hold and show you have control. Try to get taller through the spine and lower it down with control. Woo, that was hard. Okay, shake those legs out. I even want to bring my knees into my chest here for a moment. Maybe allow my spine to sort of round over my thighs like I'm preparing for rolling like a ball. but we're not doing that today. And then come all the way back up. Okay, we are going to move into a roll down, and we'll do a couple roll-ups, and we'll go into our reformer exercise that we did in flow, but now we're gonna have our weights to make it a little bit more challenging, okay? So let's go ahead and reach the arms forward, squeeze the legs together, tuck our tail, roll our spine down. I like the weights here because it kind of helps to slow things down, and it gives you that forward weight, it gives you that forward pull, which helps you to control the roll down. It's almost like having the straps with the reformer, kind of gives you that little bit of support. Reach the arms up overhead, try not to release the ribs. Take an inhale, exhale, same thing here with the weights. The weights sort of pull you forward. They really to help smooth out the roll up. Reaching forward, pull the waistline back, find that spine stretch forward, rebuild the spine. Exhale, tuck and roll. So just notice how this feels different with the weights. Like I said, for me, it almost is a support, and it helps me to find more control in that articulation of my spine. Exhale, tuck and roll. Pull the abdominals in. Reach the arms forward and rebuild. And let's do a roll down just to get back onto our mat. Rolling down, and take a little breather. Let's bend the knees in. Let's actually, before we go into our reformer flow, our rowing facing back, let's do a little bit of bridging. Not a ton, just a little bit. I feel like I can't go through a mat sequence without doing a little bit of bridge work. Just so good for you. So we're gonna press the heads of the weights into the mat, okay? So we're actively pressing those weights into the mat to really light up the backs of the arms. We're gonna take an inhale, and we're just gonna press up into a bridge in a flat back. If you need to adjust the weights, like breathing a little bit closer, take them a little further away, you can. Might take a moment to kind of find that sweet spot. And we're gonna hold here. We're gonna find that marching, okay? Like I said, having to press into the heads of the weights here, not really having connection to the floor, makes this a little bit harder to keep the hips nice and still, okay? So really take your time here. Hopefully, as you're watching me, you're seeing very little movement through the hips. This exercise is definitely more challenging than it looks. We're gonna go one more right, one more left. Hold both feet down. Walk our feet a little bit closer to our sit bones. Hold here. We're gonna inhale, lower the hips. Exhale, squeeze left. Inhale, lower. We're just gonna do 10 here, and then we'll call it a day with our bridging. Keep pressing the weights in. The harder you press the weights in, the more you're working that upper body, okay? It's also helping to promote that open chest. Kind of lost count, but let's go for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Press and squeeze, hold, pull those ribs in. Bring the front and back body in towards each other, and then slowly roll the spine down, 1 vertebra at a time. Hips come all the way down. Extend the legs, lift the weights up, let them come overhead, keep the ribs pulled in. Exhale, roll the spine up. Let's set ourselves up for rowing facing back. So feet are gonna come all the way together. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. If you recall, we're gonna press the weights together at the sternum. We inhale, we exhale, we tuck and roll. We roll the spine down. We bring the weights down at a low V, the palms face back. We lift the head and chest up and over. We take the weights together. Inhale, exhale, big movement through the shoulder joint, up and over. Find that hamstring stretch, and then take the weights back together. Let's try it again. Exhale, tuck and roll. Squeeze your legs together. Everything's working here. Inhale, reach down. Exhale, lift up and over. Swan dive, take the weights together if you can, and then up and over with the arms, reaching, pointing the toes, getting a deeper stretch in the hamstrings, relax the shoulders. We're going for 5. Exhale, tuck and roll. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift up and over, get longer through the spine. Weights come together, inhale, exhale, up and over. I think we have 2 more. Tuck and roll. Down and out. Deepen that flexion here. Lift up, find neutral, find extension. Take the weights together. Inhale, exhale, up and over. 1 more to finish, make it your best one. Weights come together. Slow it down for this final one. Tuck and roll. Down and out, deepen the flexion in the low back. Take an inhale, exhale, up and over with the chest. Take the weights together, inhale, exhale, up and over. Find that forward fold, relax the shoulders. Pull yourself a little closer if you can, and then sit all the way back up. Oh, that's hard. That felt good though. All right, let's bend the knees. And let's go into the same C-curve work that we did in the previous exercise that we did, which was when we were in what? We were in flow. We rolled back into our C-curve, and we kept our feet nice and rooted. We start with that row today. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, bend, exhale, reach. We're gonna go for 10 of these. We're gonna do 3 different variations today, 10 reps every time. So we're trying to keep that nice deep flexion in the low back as we bend and straighten the arms. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold, take an inhale, exhale, roll up and over, sit up tall, and release it down for a moment. All right, now we're gonna go into hug a tree, another exercise that we would see on the reformer. So my feet are about as wide as my hips, in line with my sit bones or so. So I find that to be the best position. You can squeeze them together if you'd like. It helps you connect a little bit more if you squeeze them. Make it a little bit easier, I think. So reach the arms forward, tuck the tail under, roll yourself back. Maybe you're rolling back and half an inch further this time. Make sure you have that deep abdominal scoop here. Round out the arms. It's inhale, open. Don't lose the C curve. Exhale, close. Deepen the C curve. Keep those elbows lifted. This is 4. 5 more. If you're finding that you're coming out of your C curve, then make your hug a tree a little bit smaller. You've got 3 more to finish. Woo, body shaking, 2. Final 1. Hold and roll up and over. The weights come down. It's truly amazing how adding just the 2 pounds makes such a difference. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll back and we're gonna alternate lifting the left and right arms with our palms facing down. So palms are down, we tuck and roll. This is where we finish with the C-curve work. So we inhale to lift, we exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So we're gonna do 5 of these. So left and right is 1, so that was 2. And then we're gonna try to lift both arms for the final 5. Now, you may not be able to lift your arms up quite as far overhead as you can when you're doing the single arm. So really check in, connect that mind and body. All right, we're gonna start both arms together. Hold on to it, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. That's where I go, as far as I'm gonna go today. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. I don't wanna lose that C curve. 2 more to finish, make it your best ones. Final 1. Hold the weights forward, take an inhale, exhale, roll up and over. My legs are shaking, arms are down. Take a breather. Woo. All right, maybe go into a butterfly stretch. Just kind of stretch out those inner thighs. That feels good to me right now, but you do what feels good to you. Maybe open up the chest here, squeeze the shoulder blades together. All right, really good work. We're gonna do a little bit more core work. I hate to say that, but we are. We have a little bit more to do that's focusing on our core, and then we're gonna move into some work in our quadruped shape, okay? So when you're ready, you can extend your legs forward. We can go a nice little roll down to come back onto our spine. The good news is we're only gonna use 1 weight at a time here. So you can get rid of that left weight, hand in your left hand. Bend your knees, your heels are by your sit bones. You're gonna take your left hand behind your head and you're gonna reach that right weight up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, you're gonna curl up into your ab curl and you're gonna reach that weight on the left side of your body. So you're finding that rotation, inflection with the feet down, and then inhale, lower back down. We've got 5 of these. Exhale, curl lift. This is where we're finishing our ab work for today, so stay strong, stay with me. Exhale, curl lift. So getting that really nice rotation feels so good as we strengthen the core, strengthen the obliques. 2 more. 1 more. Curl and lift and hold. Now hold this shape, float your legs into tabletop. That's just an option, okay? Now we're gonna inhale, lower back down. Exhale, curl and lift. 5 of these. Inhale, lower back down, curl and lift. Try to stay center. It's hard. 2 more. And final one. Curl and lift, option to hold. And we're going to single knee stretch here for 10. 10. As we rotate. 9. Hold that weight. Keep reaching it. 5. 4. 3. Keep curling and lifting. 2. And 1. Tabletop the legs, curl up an inch higher, and lower the shape down. Feet can come down here too. Woo, we did it. Okay, we got to do the other side, but we finished the first side, so that's good. All right, we're going to take our left hand behind our head. Oh, make sure you have that weight available to you for the right hand. The feet are going to stay down to start. We're going to lift up here. I'm sorry, we got to switch. What am I doing? So the weight's in the left hand, the right hand's behind the head. I thought that felt awkward. Okay, so we're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to curl and lift now, reaching for that opposite thigh, opposite hip. And then inhale, lower down. Ooh, I felt that pinch in my oblique right away. Inhale, exhale, curl and lift. Really keep those feet planted. Focus on the rotation and the lift here with the feet down. We have 5. That was 2. We've got 3 more. Exhale. Reach, lower down. 2 more. Try to keep those shoulders down. Empty the lungs every time. Last one. We're going to curl and lift and hold. Good. Now we take the legs into tabletop. We inhale, lower the head and chest. We exhale, curl and lift. 1. Squeeze those inner thighs together to keep yourself nice and stable and centered. Exhale, curl and lift, reach. And lower. 3. And lower. 2 more to finish, and then we have that single knee stretch. 4. And lower. 5. Lift and hold. We single knee stretch here. Keep reaching across the body. We're here for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. We're almost done. 3. 2, and 1. Tabletop the legs, curl up a bit higher. Oh, control it down. Oh, that was hard. Lower that weight down. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight little squeeze and rock from side to side. Really, really, really good work. Let's grab those weights again. Reach them up to the ceiling. And let's do a roll up. Take an inhale. Exhale. Roll your spine up, reaching for the toes. Keep your head right in between your biceps. Pull the waistline back, finding that spine stretch forward. Keep the weights to shoulder height, and then rebuild the spine. All right, we're going to turn around and come on to our hands and knees. And we are going to go into a little arm sequence with extension of the leg, okay? So nice stability challenge. We're going to take our left leg behind us. The weight is just in our right hand. And we're going to make sure we're nice and stable. Our heel is to hip height is our goal. We're slightly tucked under. We're going to pull our right elbow into the waist and then extend it back. Bend it in, lower it down. And reach. Tight into the waistline as you can. Bend and reach. Always the option to lower that left leg down at any time, but it adds a nice element of challenge. I know this weight isn't super heavy for the arm. Okay, so find that resistance in your body. You can make it more work if you really connect deeply, connecting that mind and body. This is 6. Just holding that leg is a lot of work. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold the arm and leg long and just pulse lift to finish. Pulse lift for 6, 5, 4, 3, get the neck longer, 2, and 1, hold, and lower them both down. Sit the hips back, enjoy that child's pose for one moment, and then come right back up. So we switch the weight to the other hand, we come back into quadruped. Now the right leg is back behind us, we tuck the hips under. So I'm bending the left elbow in, and then I extend it out, tighten to my waist, bend it back in, lower it down to the mat. There's 10 of these, and then we have 6 of those pulses. 10 and 6. Get full extension of that arm. So bend it in, extend and reach, pull that shoulder down away from the ear. Keep thinking about pulling that belly button in, slightly tucking the tail. So again, this is more of a stability challenge than anything else. Keep reaching that right leg long. 3 to finish. 2. And final 1, hold, and we pulse up. You can turn that palm up towards the ceiling here too. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, find your child's pose. Reach those arms forward. That is where we finish today. Hopefully, you felt it was a nice challenge adding those weights in. You used them when it worked for you, and you got rid of them when they didn't. Whew, take a big, deep inhale into that back body. And then on your exhale, just let it go. Let the chest just collapse down onto the thighs. When you're ready, go ahead and walk yourself up. Come back to face forward. Let's just take a couple deep breaths here together. So inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, press that air away. Feel the shoulders come down. Feel yourself get longer and taller through the spine. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms up, up, up. And then exhale, press that air away. Just take a nice, quick little lateral flexion coming down to the elbow if it feels good. Lift up. Same thing on the other side. Try to keep that opposite hip anchored. One more time to the right. Feeling that big stretch. One more time to the left. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling. And then coming back to center. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.